Hello everyone, welcome to NintenDormant, the podcast where we discuss Nintendo games that have been left on the shelf. I'm your host George Banks, and I'm joined, as ever, by my resident guests John Cartwright and Josh Goldie. Josh, hello!
Hello,
but we are also joined this week for our final live record of the year by our Patrons, hello!
They're saying hi back too.
They're saying hello back, they're all screaming hello back.
I know, I'm actually getting sort of dazed by the volume coming off them.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about, we mentioned that we had nicknames last week. I think I'm going to wait. If any patrons want to throw in what they think our nicknames are, you're never going to guess mine because it's entirely contextual. But if you just look at John, look at Josh, and you might get an idea. I was going to open
You're
the show
not going to get Josh.
Let them believe.
The initials are FT. If anybody gets from that, it will be a Smashmas miracle. I was going to open the show with Merry Smashmas, but it feels kind of dirty somehow. So this is our special holiday episode. Are you guys feeling Christmassy? It's nearly there. It's 9 days away.
To be fair, I am feeling a little
Santa
Christmassy
Claus
now.
and Smash Brothers.
Ooh, DLC. Santa Claus and Smash. Would you like Santa Claus and Smash?
Big time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
His trailer would begin like you give every character their present for the year. Like you would give like Lucario, I don't know, some socks.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
as always known, Lucario wants.
his final smash would be like he would obviously gather up people into his sack and then bombard them with presents that they want. But then you'd have to have nearly 100, sort of individual personalized presents for each character.
Sakurai would do it.
I don't think it would be balanced though, because like clearly Bowser would get like coal, but then Mario would get like a power up.
But I think Bowser would like coal.
He's a good boy. Yeah, exactly.
Bowser would like coal though because he has fire. He
can
can just ignite it.
Exactly. And Mario. This is assuming Mario's a good boy. We've seen him crush Luigi's shoe.
True.
He's not.
Yeah,
he's dark at heart. Is
Yeah,
Mario?
he's got faults.
Everything gets awkward at the function when Daisy gets coal.
Not Daisy. Why, Josh? Why?
Oh, she deserves it. She deserves it big time.
Right. Okay. I'm going to change topic because I'm getting cross with you guys already. We had the Game Awards this week, which saw some lovely winners and lovely announcements. There are a couple that I wanted to bring up with you. The first for me was Bradley the Badger, which we messaged each other saying, real like Banjo-Kazooie. And John, I think you said Conker, and Josh, I think you said Gex vibes coming from it.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, they said, "Oh yeah, and by the way, the composer is Grant Kirkhope." It's like, so massive Banjo and Conker vibes then.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Yes, and of course Mobius would be very familiar with that, I imagine. One of our patrons, as they were an employee at Ubisoft, if I remember correctly. What did you guys think of the trailer? I'm very excited about this game.
Yeah, I really liked it, but it was quite funny in the setting I was watching it in because it's my sort of game, and I was watching it live at like a bar. And I was like, super into it. I was like, look at that badger born laughing at it. And then my friend who was sitting next to me just had like a straight face the entire time. Like I looked over to him and I could see he was thinking all of the little referential stuff was cringe. And I was like, forget you, you're no fun.
No. Boo, get out.
The badger of us. Now that's my sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think, John?
Well, as Mobius is saying, it's directed by the director behind Mario & Rabbids. And I have complete trust in everything he does.
Yes,
he
same.
has so much passion.
The second Jeff said it was like the team behind Mario & Rabbids, like before the trailer even started, I immediately sat up and was like, this is it. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
And it looks really, really good. You can tell that team has wanted to make... they're great at strategy, but you can tell they've wanted to dive into platformers with their love for Rayman and their love for Mario. And I love that they're doing it in such a sort of parody way. It's like a parody of Mario and Banjo.
Yeah.
Not as grotesque as Conker, but I love how they're going into all these different themes and just giving us a different kind of platform.
That's why I said it was Gex-like, because Gex's whole thing is that, like, at least the second one, is that they're all parodies of
films and things. Exactly, yeah.
And this is doing that, but it's making it all parodies of video games instead.
That's great.
Having all the mechanics of different video games. I'm really curious to see what other ones they've got. So far, they've really just shown Sony ones.
We've got here, so Mobius is, I'm very jealous. Mobius is saying about having meetings with David and Grant. there must be so many stories about that. And saying shout out to Luca Breda, I hope I'm saying that right, a senior game designer in this team who also left Ubisoft and is working on Bradley the Badger. The guy is a one-man army. Shout out to Luca. Please tell us some stories, Mobius. I would love to hear them. Yes, really. I mean, I love that the transformations are there, and yes, not quite as grotesque as Conquer, but it feels like it's on that knife edge, right? You can feel that sort of comedy that it might. I think Conquer is out and out naughty, but if you look at something like Ukulele, you know, with a character who's a snake in a pair of trousers, and it's never said, but you know, if you know what a trouser snake is, and even Banjo-Kazooie treads that line, I think, really well. So no, I'm really,
I think all the Rare games though, they always had that not so subtle British sense of raunchy comedy going on.
Yes. Oh, too many. What's it? Oh God, what's the famous film? Carry On. It's like Carry On gaming.
Yeah, very Carry On. I mean, the end of the first Banjo has the girl walk past with the 2 watermelons.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
The end scene of Banjo-Kazooie.
And isn't Mumbo basically just like?
Yeah, it's like
when she walks past. Absolutely ridiculous. What did you guys think of the Street Fighter movie trailer?
Yeah,
it looks like it'll be fun, but I don't think it looks good.
It looks really camp and cheesy, and I think if they play into that level of it, then it'll be a fun watch. Like, I like the original Street Fighter movie because it's very camp and cheesy.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is one of those ones that is so bad it's good. I really like. And it sounds weird, but I really like how much the characters look like the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Except
Giles'
for Dan.
hair.
Dan doesn't look anything like Dan.
Does he not?
He's not really.
He's got the long hair and the pink gi and...
Yeah, but Dan's meant to be like this, 18-year-old, like, kind of Groose type character, Gaston type character. He's this big muscly guy who's actually really incompetent.
Right, yeah.
And like they've made him into this like pink suit wearing mustache, like comic relief. I mean, he is comic relief, but he doesn't look like very much like Dan does. Whereas I think like a lot of the characters look like their actual video game counterparts, like Zangief. They always manage to find someone who looks exactly like Zangief, in every Street Fighter movie.
It feels like there's like a factory cranking out Zangiefs somewhere on Earth. And then John, I'll start with you for this one. What did you think of the new Mega Man trailer as well?
Really good. It's nice just to have him back after all this time.
Yeah.
I think when you first see that trailer, you kind of think this looks like Mega Man 11 again. And then you go back and look how Mega Man 11 looks. It doesn't really. Like the model has a lot more energy, a lot more life. But it's 2 years away. It's 2027.
I know.
That's
crazy.
the wild thing to me. It being 2 years away and still also being on Switch 1. I think that's quite funny.
My big hold up with 12 right now is I think it looks very level editor-y. Like if you look at the level design, you can see like, they placed a block here, placed a block here. I hope in 2 years' time that kind of feeling is shaken a little bit.
So it's funny that you bring that up because I don't know if you remember that cancelled Mega Man game that was like Mega Man Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the whole idea of that was it's Mario Maker but Mega Man.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting that they've cut the 12 from the name of this game.
Yeah.
Like, because it's very much is Mega Man 12.
Yeah.
But they're not calling it that, which to me implies that either they're going to just drop the numbers entirely or this isn't quite a straightforward Mega Man game.
Well, my theory, I think I messaged it to you guys, was that sort of dual override. It seems strange to have, obviously we have different Mega Man iterations that do have different names, but I thought that's got to mean something, right? Dual override has to mean something. So I wonder if it's because I don't think we've seen a mechanic before in Mega Man where he combines the powers that he gets from the Robot Masters. So to me, sort of dual override screams, he'll get one and then he'll combine it with something else. And then sort of override that weapon. So,
This is just Kirby 64.
Yeah, I was about to say that. This is just Kirby 64.
So he gets some crystals and he gets some shards and he just shoots them out of the cannon. But how good would it be to have a rotating sort of saw blade that you can then set on fire if you want to?
Yeah.
It'd be very cool.
It's the logical sort of the twist on the typical Mega Man weapons thing, because then you can have like Robot Masters in this one could potentially be weak to combinations of weapons rather than just the specific ones, but they could be weak to different types of combinations, so you don't have to do the whole game through the same order for the most efficiency.
Yeah. I also think as well, like with modern gaming, it's quite a big thing. You think of something like Tears of the Kingdom where you would put together your arrows and then you'd sort of shove something on top of it, and it feels like it's quite a popular mechanic. I wonder if they're sort of trying to leapfrog on that. We've got a couple
They
of
also
questions
tease Proto Man with his whistle at the end, which it isn't strange because like Proto Man's in a lot of these games. It's a strange thing to tease. So maybe the dual thing is just co-op.
Yeah,
that could also be it. So like
less fun.
So in Japan, because I just want to address that comment, they do have numbers in Japan, but they also have subtitles.
Right.
So, for example, Mega Man 4 in Japan is Rockman 4 Aratanaru Yabo, something like that.
Which means Japanese.
Just means new ambition.
I also think if from Capcom's perspective, they've kind of dropped numbers from Resident Evil. Like Village is still 8, Requiem is still 9, but with Requiem, like the 9 is the queue. That's a big stretch to put a 9 in there. So maybe they feel like when a series goes on to like 10 plus entries, maybe that number becomes intimidating and they just don't work anymore.
For limitations of 10, they're going to have an I and a 0 next to it, whatever they decide to call it a 10.
Ion.
Now, every game in the next like 10 of Resident Evil is going to have an I somewhere.
Yeah. It'll work. We can make it work. It's fine. Well, yes, I feel very seen from our patrons because I've had a comment from Jason Ball and they've absolutely nailed it. They've basically predicted what I'm going to say, and it's word for word. I'm going to say Mega Man looks like a fun game, but we are going to play another little game right now. Yes, it's time for the NintenDormant Quickfire quiz. 2 rounds, fastest finger first, followed by play or pass with double points. And as always, our guests will choose their buzzers, but they won't this week. Our patrons will be joining in the quiz and they will be picking the buzzers for them. So patrons, let's go with John's buzzer first. Are we sticking with the Smash Brothers theme, or are we going somewhere else this week? While you shoot some suggestions into the chat, I will let you know that this week John's name is Masahiro Sakajon, which I quite like. I'm going to call you that for the entirety of the quiz.
I hope you do.
And
I hope you do.
Josh is the Josh whose arm will be dead before the end of the stream. For anybody listening, Josh is holding a microphone because he forgot his clip. How's the arm doing, Josh?
Well, I'm hot swapping while I can between the two my two hands, so they can get an even workout. You should do it all right for now, but we're not near the end of the stream yet.
You should make it more impressive by just doing like bicep curls with the other one while you're going on. Just get like a double workout.
I'll use this for something.
So you're calling me Masahiro Sakujon for the entire duration.
Quiz.
Are you going to call him the Josh whose arm will be dead by the end of the stream for the entire duration?
No, I'm going to reveal what Josh's nickname is. So I think we had people guessing. So FT. Patrons, his nickname is Fresh Trim because he's got an excellent haircut. So I call him Fresh Trim. And John is just Tashman, of course. So I prefer Masahiro Sakajon to Tashman. So we're going with Masahiro Sakajon, and Josh, I might just call you FT for the quiz, if you don't mind.
The Financial Times.
That's what we call him. Right, John, you've got some beautiful choices to choose from here. We've got Board the Platforms from N64. Have we had Board the Platforms on NintenDormant? I think we have.
I feel like we've had it before.
I feel like we did.
Board the Platforms.
Yeah, I think I had
Board
it.
The Platforms.
I think John picked something like, I don't know if it was Target Smash or Race to the Finish.
It was something like that, wasn't it?
And then I picked Board the Platforms.
We've got Crazy Hand Cackling or Time during a break from the Targets challenge. John, do either of those speak to you?
Let's go with Time.
Time's a good one.
Time.
I love the announcement of Smash Brothers. Time for John. Lovely. Okay, Time for John. That sounded ominous. Josh. So we've got Crazy Hand Cackling. We've got Sudden Death from the Melee announcer. Sudden Death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do Sudden Death. I think that'd be a good one. Sudden Death.
A full announcer one, which is great because I only need to watch one video of the announcer saying things. Oh, I will never forgive you for this, John. You had me for the last quiz, the episode that's coming out tomorrow, get Tails' death noise from Sonic Adventure.
That can't be that hard.
It's not an isolated clip anywhere. I had to listen to 11 minutes of Tails' voice clips from Sonic Adventure, and I nearly broke my laptop. It was awful. It was awful.
How many voice clips does Tails have in that game?
11 minutes worth. I'm going to send you the link, and I want you to experience what you put me through, please.
Okay, all right.
Right, Time
Tails
and Sudden
ASMR.
Death. Yeah, well, should we indulge in some ASMR? Let's not do ASMR again this week. I don't think that went down very well. Okay, fingers on buzzers, please, John and Josh, and patrons. Get to answering those questions. The first one's in the chat there. Question 1. Here we go. Oh, I should probably pull up the old questions.
Yeah, probably have the questions ready.
I've got so many windows open, guys. It's hard. Right, okay. So, question 1. The famous intro to Smash 64 has the master hand lift up classic Nintendo toys and place them on a desk. But can you name the 4 other items on the desk? Oh, it's Masahiro Sakajon.
I buzzed in too early. I thought you were going to say name all the characters he picks up.
Although saying it, now that you've said that, though, John, doesn't he pick up a random one each time? I feel like it's not always the same. Yeah. Go on.
That's going to be my answer.
Yeah, but anyway, what about the items on the desk, John?
Items? Come on, you can picture it. It's in there, John. Come on, it's in there. You've got this.
There's a block.
You've got to name 4 items. I'm not giving you anything away until you name the 4 items.
All right, there's a block, a pencil. There's... God, I'm trying to picture it.
Josh is deep in thought as well.
There's a pencil. There's... I don't know.
It's not happening. Josh, do you know?
So there's a pencil. There's like a pencil jar or something. I'm trying to remember in my head if it's a stapler or a sellotape thing. I want to say it's a stapler. It's something that's got an angle on it.
Okay.
I think it is. Anyway.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then, yeah. I want to say there's a ruler.
I don't think you guys are going to get it. You're going to kick yourselves. You're going to picture it perfectly when I tell you it. You guys ready?
Were we wrong about the stationery?
No. I wonder because I did give the patrons a few different ones. So why don't I give you... Okay, I'm going to reset the buzzer. Fingers back on buzzers.
All right.
Okay.
And let's see if you guys can get it. Right, so... Is it A, books, a lamp, a box of pen and some tissues? B, a Game Boy, some books, a box of pens and some tissues? Or C, a lamp, a box of pens, a Game Boy and some tissues? Oh, it's FT.
It's A, the first one you said.
It is.
I don't recall there being a Game Boy.
Yeah, I was waiting to hear if Game Boy would appear in C.
Damn, I should have taken it out. Yeah, so there's books off to the side. The angle thing you're thinking of, Josh, the stapler, is the lamp. It's like a black lamp. It does look like a stapler. It's the lamp off to the side. So he drops the player. He moves the green pen pot with the pens.
Yeah, that becomes a warp pipe.
Yes, I think he pushes the tissue box. The books don't move, and then he turns the lamp to be like a spotlight on the character. And then the brum bum bum. Such a good.
Now that you say book, when you said book, I was like, oh yeah, there are. I'm thinking way too small scale.
I love that opening so much. Let's see how our patrons did. Ooh, it's split. They went half and half for books, lamp, box of pens and tissues, and Game Boy books, box of pens and tissues, and 1 for C. I'm going to give you half a point for that one then, patrons. So half a point for the patrons. Josh gets the point for that one.
And yes, Mobius, that desk should be a stage in future games. Absolutely,
it should.
Should be. Somebody must have made it for the.
Oh yeah, I think Smash Remix has it as a stage.
Yeah. Quite a cool piece of a funny. Well, not a piece of trivia. A funny thing is that when John, when you were back at Game Explain, you covered Smash stages. I've said this to you before, and you guys covered some of the Smash stages that I made and then submitted, which is very weird. Before me and John knew each other, which is very nice. Right,
circle moment. Yeah,
nice little circular moment. Right, question 2. Fingers on buzzers, please. Masahiro Sakajon and FT. So ridiculous. Smash Melee introduced trophies to the series, but there was one that was only available as a special event exclusive item in Japan. What is it a trophy of?
Oh, I know this. It's in the bank. It's in the bank.
Ooh, Josh's buzz though, John.
So I swear there are 2.
There's actually 2. But I can only find one. So sorry, there's 2.
Right. Okay. That makes things easy then. Can I say both of them?
Yeah, if you want to show off, go for it.
It's one is Samus without her mask on, and then the other is Mario riding Yoshi.
Oh, he's absolutely without even working up a sweat. I couldn't find the other one. Oh, yeah, me too. I couldn't find the Samus one. I kept searching special event trophies, blah blah blah. It was only the Mario and Yoshi one that came up. Yeah,
no, it's I don't remember what the event is, but
I think it's a
both
tournament.
Of them are available. Might have been.
Yeah. I'm genuinely tempted. I think I've got an action replay for the GameCube somewhere back there. I'm tempted to actually just stick them onto my game because
that's what I did. That's how I know about them. I used my old action replay for the GameCube to unlock all trophies and had them. Obviously, the only one you don't get is the Japan exclusive trophy, which is the seal from Ice Climbers.
Oh well, yeah, we shouldn't be talking about clubbing seals. Right, let's end the poll for the patrons. Let's see how the patrons did. Did you know that, John, as well?
I did know that. As soon as Josh said it, it unlocked. Yeah.
The patrons get a point as well. Yes, Mario and Yoshi, well done, patrons. There we go. All right, question 3. It's going to be fastest finger first. You ready? Brawl featured the Subspace Emissary, a sprawling story that featured who as the main antagonist. John's already buzzed. I don't know when you buzzed. I don't know how much I gave away.
You said who? I'm thinking who is specific to the Subspace Emissary? It's Taboo!
It's Taboo! Very good. Context. He used context. Well done there, John.
Should have been a trick question. It should have been the Ancient Minister.
I know. I see. I was thinking about the Ancient Minister, but I thought that's too easy. It's too easy, the Ancient Minister. But I could have said who vanquishes Taboo, which I was going to do originally. But again, everyone remembers that.
To be fair, if I had tapped, I think I would have said Rob because I'd have thought that you were building up to that.
Yeah. I think we've already had that as a question, right? So I thought I can't do that one again. How do we feel about Taboo, John and Josh? What do we?
He needs to return. We need to figure out what his motive really was. What was that guy up to?
True.
Yeah.
Why did he have angel wings or butterfly wings?
Who is he?
Why are his arms folded all the time?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What does he do when he's not being attacked?
Yeah, and why isn't he playable in Smash Ultimate? Come back, Taboo. Come back
didn't bring everyone back, did they?
No, they're too lazy.
Well, there might be a question relating to something to do with that later on as well. All right, I'm going to send question 4. Who's dead? Right, reset the buzzers. Okay, I don't know if I called you Masahiro Saka, John. I'm so sorry, John. So sorry.
Wow.
I'll do better.
I'm not saying by his full Christian name.
I know. I'll do better. I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah,
question
do better.
4. Do better. I will. John, 1 point. Josh, 2 points. Patrons, 2.5 points. Here we go. Question 4. Fastest finger first. Smash 4 has a 3DS Street Pass mode where you gather tokens. All right, John.
Is it Street Smash?
Oh, Masahiro Saka, John, smashing into the.
What else was it gonna be?
John, are you peeking in quiz questions?
No,
John?
I'm not peeking. I'm using context.
Literally, Street Pass and Smash. There's only one.
All right, you might have. You could. The multiple choice ones I've got are Smash Pass, and then I couldn't think of another name, so I put Disc Smash, which is a genuinely terrible name.
Well, if you can't remember the name though, that's just describing what it is, isn't it? So, terrible.
Yeah, it's Street Smash. I loved Street Smash, by the way. I miss Street Pass. Xeon obviously did a great thing for Nintendo Life about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I used to just love opening up and doing a game. If you never played it, if anybody doesn't have Smash 4, you would walk past people and effectively collect tokens from them, right? They're like player tokens and the character they pick. You're on just like a big square grid, and you're a disc with an arrow showing which way you're going. And basically, you hold down A to charge up, and you ram other people, and it's kind of like a mini top-down version of Smash where you're ramming them off the board. It's brilliant.
Yeah, 3DS really won with the modes. 3DS had way better modes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Let's see how the patrons did on that one. Yeah, I wish they'd brought it back for Ultimate actually, because it was a fantastic game. Yeah, 100%
Street Pass first.
100% of them said Street Smash. I probably should have done a more difficult question.
In hindsight, having played Air Riders recently, it's very similar to Top Ride.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Sakurai's just a fan of having things top down.
Smash 3DS really was just Air Ride. But it's Smash, because even there's Smash Run, which is just City Trial.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we gather up all the tokens. Stop giving away potential questions, Josh. As well. I mean,
we all know the next one's about Ultimate.
All right. For God's sake, trying to build up some tension here. Okay, fine. I'm going to send the next question to the patrons. I don't know. Did I actually write a question for that one? I did. Okay, fine. Here we go. I thought I'd just written the answers. Like,
patrons,
all right, guess what it is.
Forgot to tell them the question.
Yeah, fine. No, I was going to say something mean about the patrons. I can't say anything mean about them. Okay, question 5. Fastest finger first. Buzzer is reset. Let's go. Question 5. Smash Ultimate featured 2 DLC fighter packs. Joker was the first character in Pack 1, but who headed up Pack 2?
It's too fast.
It's Josh. It's FT. Who is it, Josh?
FT. It was Min.
Yeah, it was. I thought you might, because they're all like. To be honest, I couldn't really remember the order of them coming out. Do you reckon you could do it start to end, Josh?
Oh, he could do it.
I could do it.
Go on.
Did I not just do like a 5-hour stream last Sunday?
All right. Yes, you did. I just want you to show off your impressive knowledge. Go on.
Joker,
front to back.
Joker, Hero, Banjo, Terry, Byleth, Min, Steve, Sephiroth, Pyra and Mithra, Kazuya, Sora.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, but where's the plant?
Yeah, I'm going to say Plant's not in the fighter pass, so I didn't have to include him.
Oh, dear. Yeah, okay. I should have made this 10 times harder. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see how our patrons did. Oh, so some of them weren't sure. Let's see how they did. Let's see. Ooh. All right. So, yeah, Min. 75% of them went with Min. Nice. Well done, patrons. So at the end of Fastest Finger First, patrons are on 4.5. Josh is on 3. John is on 2. So we're going to pull this back, guys. All right.
Even.
Let me send the next question out to the patrons then. So this is play or pass now. Josh, you're going to go first, as you came first for Fastest Finger First. Are you ready?
Aye.
All right.
You can finally put down the buzzer thing so I can actually see chat again.
Yeah, and use your arms.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sticking with Smash Ultimate, how many fighters are there in total when counting everyone separately?
Don't even give him multiple choice.
I'm not going to give him multiple choice. I was going to, but I'm not going to now. Come on, Josh. How many?
When we're counting everyone separately,
so like I'm talking like Pokemon Trainer.
Pokemon Trainer is 3, but not 4. So we're not counting Pokemon Trainer as
themselves. Correct.
Mii Fighters are 3, and Pyra and Mithra is 2.
Oh man, now you're making this difficult. Pyra and Mithra, I think
they're probably one.
I tell you what, why don't you just give me the number with Pyra and Mithra as 1, and then give me the number with Pyra and Mithra as 2, and then we'll be sure.
I think with Pyra and Mithra as 1.
We're not counting skins as well. Somebody's asking the chat.
Yeah, not counting skins. So not Alf, you don't count. So yeah, I think it's 84 if Pyra and Mithra are counted as 1. It's not. Well, it's not.
I can give you the multiple choice. Let me give you the multiple choice because I was going to give you multiple choice. Right. You ready?
Okay.
Is it 87, 88, or 89?
Okay. Higher than I thought.
Full disclosure, I give the patrons some different numbers.
See, I thought it was around 84 as well. So I'm not
it's really hard to get a straight answer on this. Like, a lot of people do say different things. I did corroborate like 3 different sources, and thought, well, okay, if that's the average I'm coming up with, that's what it is.
Yeah, no, I'm just in my head trying to think the other
Schrodinger's roster.
Yeah, okay. It's 88.
It's not what I got, Josh. I've got 89.
Oh.
I'm going to have to give the point to John. But to be fair, there's a good chance that I'm wrong or people have counted it differently. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm the way I was doing it in my head then is when I did that stream where I had to double the roster.
Right.
I'm pretty sure my final number was like 165, I think. No, that's not right. That's 176. I was pretty sure was what my final roster was.
Well, then you're way off, Josh. You've got to restart it. You've got to do the stream again, mate. You're two characters off.
Because that's 88 times 2, then.
just another 5 hours. That'd be fine. That'd be no problem. Patrons went with 89, 100% of them, so they get the points for that one. Well done, patrons. Very good.
I was just Googling. Right. Apparently, they do count Pyra and Mithra as 2 characters.
That's why then.
Because if Pyra and Mithra is 2, then it would be 89, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I counted Pyra and Mithra as 1. Which we did say.
All right, John, I'm taking the point off you. I'm giving it back to Josh. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think we can argue that Josh has insane amounts of knowledge about this. All right, John, your question. So Zelda and Sheik obviously used to have the transform ability to change into one another during a fight in Smash Brothers.
True.
But in which Smash game did Sheik and Zelda separate?
The 4th one.
Called.
Final answer? It's Brawl 4 Ultimate.
Super Smash Brothers for 3DS is what I'm saying.
Patrons don't seem to have the poll for some reason.
Oh.
Hang on 2 secs. Have they got it?
Well, patrons, I guess you don't win this week.
Yeah. Well, I guess
too bad.
All right, let me quickly send it to them so they can vote on that. 2 secs.
Like that, I got name every every character in Smash.
I did. You guys asked me to make sure that the second question is always easier. You asked me.
True. The second question should be easier.
Excuse the typo there, patrons. I'm just trying to write it quickly for you. Right, I've sent the poll. Take your guesses. Okay, so John, yes, it's Brawl 4 Ultimate. You're going with 4.
Yeah, specifically 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, is he correct?
Yes. Well, he should have said 4 Nintendo 3DS.
Instead.
Yes. So half a point, I think.
Yeah. So it's one of those things because it's like, yeah. It's
for Nintendo. The 3DS one came out first, so
yes, yeah. I thought it was Ultimate, but I did.
No.
Was it actually?
They were cut specifically because the 3DS couldn't handle it.
That's right. Yeah, of course. So I even did
the
the research incorrectly. Cool.
George doesn't get a point.
Moby is saying he loves the trope of John having the easier questions and also laughing at the fact that I spelled Ultimate ULYTIMAYER.
What were you
so
going for?
I was going for Ultimate. Look, I had to type it with one hand holding
Smash
a
Brothers
pen.
Ultimate or Smash Brothers Ultimate?
Alter John Mayer, Smash Brothers.
That's my favourite condiment.
The sexiest entry in Smash Brothers. Right, I've lost the quiz questions. This is all going wrong. Okay, end poll. Let's see how our patrons did. Oh man, I'm getting flustered, guys. Okay, patrons.
Did they all get it?
100% of them went for 4. Well done. I'm going to defer to you guys, even though I thought it was Ultimate. Absolute. I've made an
You thought it was
absolute
Ultimate.
big Z of this. I thought it was Ultimate. I did. Right, Josh. I hope you're ready for this dream of a question. Okay, let me send it to the patrons. There you go. All right, so Josh, you can wrap up the quiz with this one. Are you ready? Mm-hmm.
What is the French name for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate? Is it A, Ultimate?
What is Ultimate? What is
I'm never going to hear the end of this. Do you know what I do know? I do know the name of Jigglypuff in French and German because I used to love doing it in the. Do you guys know? Do you want to take a punt on what their names might be?
I feel like I've known this before.
Yeah, I've known this before in French.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So in German it's Pummeluff.
Yeah.
And in French it's Rondoudou for Jigglypuff.
Rondoudou. My favourite French one is Roy, the King Didity's name, which is Rodadidou.
I cannot. Excellent. Right, I can't send the poll. Sorry, patrons. The bot's not liking it for some reason. All right. This is what we're going to have to do. The edit for this is going to be nuts. Okay. Patrons, I will give you multiple choice, but John and Josh, you can't listen to the multiple choice because you're not allowed to have multiple choice, if that makes sense. Just trust me.
Do I take my headphones out then?
Yeah, I'll give you the question, obviously. I'll give you the question, but then I'll give the patrons multiple choice while you mull it over.
Okay.
So, Josh, your question is this. There are 4 melee stages that have not returned to Smash Ultimate, not including Flat Zone, because that's back in Flat Zone X. So there are 4 melee stages that have not returned in Ultimate. Name those stages. Now take your headphones off. I'm going to give the patrons
Me too?
multiple choice. Yeah, go on, just in case. So patrons, is it A, Icicle Mountain, Sector Z, Mushroom Kingdom, and Pokefloat? B, Mushroom Kingdom, Mute City, Icicle Mountain, and Pokefloat? Or C, Pokefloat, Big Blue, Icicle Mountain, and Sector Z? Headphones back on.
Board the platforms.
Board the platform.
Board the platforms.
Right, can you name those ones for me, Josh?
Yeah, so there's Icicle Mountain, which is the ice climber stage. There's Pokefloats. There's Pokefloats. There's Mushroom Kingdom 1 or whatever it's called. The one that's not the Subcon one.
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't return in Ultimate, a 4th one.
Yeah, what have you said? So far you said Pokefloats, Icicle
Mountain, Mushroom Kingdom 1.
There's one more.
Which is the Super Mario Brothers one.
There's one more.
What is the other one that hasn't returned? We've got Venom, Corneria.
Oh man,
You said
I hope
flat.
it's not-
You
I hope
said
it's not
flat.
returned. I
You
better
said
just
flat
Google it.
zone didn't.
Do you-
You said flat zone didn't count.
You specifically mean Melee, right? Like, no future
yeah.
Smash games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because On It and Foresight are there.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
definitely right. It's definitely
I know.
right.
Yes,
Go on.
yes. I remember. It's Mute City.
Oh my god, Josh! I mean, little round of applause there for Josh,
Yes.
because that is genuinely incredible. Yes. So
Yes, I
it
remember
was. Hopefully you see now, patrons, why it was difficult for me to try and write that out in full. Yes,
It's all the moving stages, or the stage with a bunch of assets, like because
Yes.
Mute City, they made it just using the model from F-Zero X. So like how Rainbow Road 3DS is just literally the Rainbow Road model from Mario Kart 3DS put in the game.
Right.
But they make the Mario Kart stages in higher quality and then like lower them down.
Okay.
Whereas they didn't do that obviously with Mute City, so it would have been way too much work for them to recreate the entirety of Mute City from F-Zero X in HD for Ultimate.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think that's-
Mushroom Kingdom 1 wasn't needed because they already did Mushroom Kingdom 1 from 64, which is like basically the same level.
To answer the question, Mobius, it was answer. I've just deleted it. I'm going to guess C. I'm going to give the patrons 2
You'll
points.
never know.
It wasn't like I had
no.
ones that were like Sector Z. So Sector Z's in there.
Yeah,
I can't remember the other
Jason put Rainbow Cruise, Sector Z, Poker Floats, and Icicle Mountains. That
What
was
a
one of
mess!
them.
What
Not
a
the right
mess
one.
this quiz is. This is an absolute state. Right, John,
Yeah.
you can't win, but you can get close. Are you
Okay.
ready for the final question? And
We believe in you, John.
the patrons, this one I feel like you could type the answers if you want to. Just type the answers. Right. So,
It's given up.
God, I really have.
Are you okay?
I'm so tired. This has made me so tired. Right. Smash 64 had 4 unlockable characters. Name them.
Luigi. Nice.
Fake.
Oh, that was an answer. Right, I'm with
Yeah,
you.
that's
I
nice.
thought you were saying Luigi nice. Like you're
Nice.
saying like really like nice for Luigi.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Puff.
Rendezvous.
Yeah, I'm going to say it in French.
Yeah, you've got to say them all in French.
What,
Yeah.
what's Jingle Bell in French?
that's the extra.
Rendezvous.
Rendezvous.
Luigi.
Luigi.
Oh, yeah, so we have Luigi, we got Ness, we
It's
got
not
Jingle
French.
Bell.
Noise. We got Noise.
And the last one
Ooh, John doesn't know.
is... What is the last one?
Oh, John, no.
Oh,
John,
no.
come on.
Oh, no.
I will
Okay.
literally just give Josh the point out as well because I
Yeah, you
100%
may as well.
know that Josh knows.
Yeah, no, I absolutely know.
I am blanking big time.
Oh man,
You're going to hate yourself.
I am going to hate myself. It was...
I'm just going to do one sound bite as well.
All right.
I'm going to give the point to Josh, John.
All right. I
Falcon!
can't remember. Oh, Captain Falcon.
Yeah, Falcon.
Falcon,
Punch. Oh,
God damn it.
John, come on.
Oh.
But they'll do the thing where they'll go like,
Come on.
and he's there. Yeah, come on. Show me
Show
your
your
moves.
moves.
He makes such
Show
an
me your
impression that you
moves.
think he's there all along. What's
I know.
Captain Falcon in French? And does he say French
Captain.
words?
Here we go.
Captain Falcon.
Oh my god, it's Capitan Falcon. Oh yes, that's so
Falcon.
good. Capitan is so good. Can you give me your best Captain Falcon impressions, please? Josh, you first.
Falcon Punch.
Pretty good. John,
Yes!
I'm just going to go with show me your moves because it's the absolute best
That's
phrase.
more
isn't it?
Disco
Said a
stew.
bit too.
Shut up. don't mock. How dare you mock my Captain Falcon? Show me your move. It was quite disgusting, actually.
It's your pickup line.
Okay, I think the patrons have put together their own vote. Incredible. And 100% of them got it right. So well done, patrons. You get the 2 points for that. That means at the end of the quiz, John gets only 4 points. That doesn't seem right somehow, but okay, it's
No
fine.
good.
4 points. It's every chance it's wrong because this has been the most terribly run quiz I've ever done. 4 points for John,
Wait, end of the
7
year.
points for Josh, and the patrons have absolutely dominated with 12.5 points. Well done, patrons. And well done, Josh. You won the quiz out of the two of you, so you will be going first as we move into, hopefully, a much more smooth main event. yes, the series we are talking about this week is the Super Smash Bros. Series. A quick history lesson for those who don't know. Smash Bros. Is Nintendo's premier crossover fighting series, debuting on N64 in 1999 with an entry on every household system since, plus a 3DS iteration. The game eschews the typical 2D fighting game trope of attacking your opponents to deplete health in favour of a system that sees you increase their damage percentage, which in turn lets you throw or hit them further across the playing field, with the ultimate goal being to knock them off the stage. With a whopping 89 characters in its latest entries, yes, 89, Smash is known for its incredible items, stages, modes, and perhaps most of all, its fan service, reviving and including characters thought totally out of reach by many. The brainchild of Masahiro Sakurai, the game really needs no introduction and is widely considered one of the greatest fighting series of all time. So yes, I mean, let's kick it off with that question. John, is Smash Bros. The greatest fighting series of all time?
It's a highly debatable and difficult question to answer. It's definitely the most accessible. And if you were to just throw a controller at somebody, they'd probably get it in a way that they won't other fighters. So it's one of the most successful and one of the most fun. I don't know whether it's the best, but it's definitely very, very, very good.
Yeah, I think there's a debate to go around about whether it's really a fighter or it's like a party game.
Yeah,
because you do fight.
No, it's a fighter.
You do fight, but it's like not a fighting game in the same sense that Street Fighter or Tekken or any of the other competitive fighting games are.
See, I disagree.
Especially when you start chucking in like 8 players with items, stage hazards. Like those are more like survival games at that point than they are fighting games.
That's true, but do you know what though? I think what's interesting about that is that you can say, okay, well then it is a fighter at its core, but it's then a fighter game which has, you know, the option to become a party game. So, you know, because you can do Final Destination, 2 people, no items, and it is a pure fighting game in that respect. And, you know, you wouldn't say something like Power Stone's not a fighting game in that you have items and power-ups and things that transform you. I just think, you know, we've got some people in the chat saying they think it's the GOAT. Somebody's saying the original NintenDormant, which I love. Thank you very much. But yeah, no, to me, it is for me the best fight. I loved fighting games growing up. Grew up playing Street Fighter 2. But this was just immense, and even right off the bat on the 64, you know, I think it's still a game that's worth playing today. I love the sort of change of going, yeah, it's not just about depleting health, it's about how far you can get somebody, you know, which Nintendo was doing all the way back with Urban Champion. They knew what they were doing.
Smash, you know, all it needed to do was make a fighting game with Nintendo characters. That was the premise to sell, and it would have sold well regardless of what it did. It could have just been a Street Fighter clone. But the fact that it reinvented what a fighting game even is was extremely clever. Because it's usually about, you know, just taking someone's health down from zero, from everything to zero. With Smash, though, like the percentage stuff, like you can whack them as hard as you want, they're not going to die unless their percentage is really high. And then there's the thrill of surviving a really high percent.
Yes.
It's this great mix of skill and luck, and it's super accessible for everybody. But then there's the depth.
Sorry, I'm going to jump in because I remember what I was going to say. Talking about accessibility, I love that every character controls the same way. So it wasn't about, you know, you had all these games that's all about chaining and combos and knowing the best sort of way to do that. And that is in there. But actually, you know, if you get a character, you know, this button is jump, this button is a special attack, this is a normal attack. And that will never change no matter who you're playing as. You need to know what those moves do for them. But I love that every character essentially controls in the same way. Again, very rare for a fighting game of the time.
Yeah. I think you can definitely tell the like inspiration from Kirby that the whole thing came out, because Kirby's whole idea, Dreamland 1, is that Sakurai wanted to make a platformer that was really accessible, really simple to do, and that's why Kirby couldn't fly. And then when he did Superstars, it was like, I want to make a character action game that's really accessible. So you now get like Kirby has all the different copy abilities, but every single one has like the same sort of like inputs for it. There's like a move button that does what it does, and then depending on which way you angle the stick, it will do something slightly different. And he took that and combined it with what was the usual fighting game tropes of light, heavy attacks. In the case of Tekken, like light, heavy punch, light, heavy kick. And was just like, all right, what if instead of light and heavy, we just have light, and then light with the stick pushed, or light hold down for a little longer is the heavy version.
Yeah.
And then we just have special attacks, and we just do that as well. Like, press special, does something. Press special and up, does something different. Special and down, that's it. And make it universal across the board, and everything just, like, clicks. So it doesn't matter, like, which character you pick on the roster. You know from a basic level how every single one of them is going to play. And so it's just knowing about what their individual ticks are. Like Yoshi doesn't have a recovery for his up special, neither does Jigglypuff.
Oh my god, the egg in 64. The first time I remember the first time falling off a ledge with Yoshi, just being like, "What?" in the 64, going, "That's this doesn't feel fair."
It's always funny going back to Smash 64 because, like, naturally, you press A in a different direction, it does a new move. You press B in a different direction, and it doesn't. Yeah. And it just feels like it logically should, but it doesn't until Melee.
Well, Smash 64 is also the one that has jump as tap up on the stick instead of any specific buttons, which is always terrible.
I use the C buttons in.
Yeah, you can use the C. You can use C up to jump. I think so.
I guess it's designed so that you don't have to. I guess you can't turn flick jump off on 64.
Yeah, you can't.
So you
maybe. Yeah. So I know you guys came to. Well, John, I know you came to Nintendo a little bit later on in life. So did you play 64 when it came out, or is it something you came?
No, I started with Melee.
Well. Nice. Josh, how about you?
So I'm pretty sure I started with 64, but I didn't own it. I think I rented it first.
Right.
And then I had to give it back to Blockbuster. No. And then at some point I got it and played it. Because I specifically remember skipping Cubs for anyone who knows Cubs Scouts and stuff. Skipping Cubs so that I could finally unlock Ness. I was so close. I was so close to unlocking because I knew there was a character from when I rented it. Yeah. Like, I knew there was a fourth character and I couldn't remember for the life of me who it was, and I was pretty sure that I had to beat the game on normal with a certain amount of lives.
So funny.
I was not resetting that.
Those idiots like making eggy bread and whittling sticks, and there's you just smashing through hours to get to Ness.
Just to get Ness.
I mean,
character I didn't know who felt made up for the game.
And they're like, you're doing that like the arc round to boost him back on. And who the hell is this guy? So I played it to death on the 64. I've still got my original N64 copy. Love it. I love that there's fan mods adding new characters now as well. I don't think we've time to get into it. Great. Smash Remix is incredible. But let's talk about Melee. So like Melee, because Melee was the big step, right? And it's one of those things.
Melee was the one that's like
it's just huge.
Everyone's favorite, basically.
Yeah. And the difference, it was just the jump as well from like. And again, we always say this on the show. It's really hard for people that weren't there to sort of get how massive the jump was from the 64 to how Melee looked, and also like the roster was just suddenly enormous, and the gameplay was refined. You had the sort of different B moves, and then the controller, which is just we've had it mentioned by Johnny in the chat here that the only way to play is with a GameCube controller. There is a cool feature where you could map Brawl's buttons to a Wiimote and save it and bring it to a friend's house and have your buttons on the Wiimote. Very cool, but I hated playing with a Wiimote. It's always been GameCube
always
controller.
GameCube.
Yeah, I mean, John, GameCube.
Yeah, but these days I actually just use a Pro controller rather than I do.
Yeah,
I do.
In Ultimate, I use a Pro controller, and it's purely out of laziness because I don't want to get up and plug the GameCube Wii adapter in and stuff like that into the Switch. Look, I haven't tried it with the GameCube NSO controller now that that's out.
It's great.
I used to swear by it though. I'd be like, I'll never play Smash without a GameCube controller. And then with
is that an impression of me? As I've literally just said,
all Melee fans,
welcome to NintenDormant.
That's what they sound like.
Smoking my 40 a day. I play with GameCube, mate. That's all I do.
But you do get used to it though, and the Pro controller is actually really good for Smash. But no, the GameCube controller felt perfectly tailored to it. Like every button was in the perfect position. It just felt right, and it still feels right.
It does, yeah. I've got a story here from Johnny. So Johnny's my cousin, for people who don't know. So I remember George called my brother to tell him how to unlock all the characters, and my brother butchered all the names because he didn't know who they were. So he wrote Marth as Mass. So yes, this is how you unlock Mass. Excellent.
Mass.
I don't remember that. That's cool.
I remember the joys of unlocking characters in Melee because it was
so
like
good.
Like, because there were so many of them, and I remember, like, my brother, like, playing the GameCube in a different room months, a long time after we'd had the game, and him suddenly calling me, being like, I found a new character.
No,
and we're so like, good. I was like, there's no way. We haven't had a new character unlocked in, like, months, and it was Falco through the... survive 10 minutes of whatever.
Yeah.
And I
those
was like,
big
what the hell?
challenges.
And then you get Mewtwo by playing the game for like 24 hours,
That's
divided
right.
by the amount of players you've got.
Yeah. I just left my
nonsense.
console on overnight and then killed myself at the end and got Mewtwo.
That's what I did. Whenever I replay Melee, that's what I do. Leave it on for ages, but with 4 controllers plugged in, so it takes. So it's less time.
I was definitely late to this because my friend had a GameCube. I was a PS2 guy, and went around his house a lot. I saw GameCube games. I saw Wind Waker and Star Fox Adventures. I saw Custom Robo. But Smash was always the one where I was like, this is crazy. I need to. I lust for this game. But he'd only ever let me watch him play. Like he had two controllers, but it was always you watch me do adventure mode.
Wow!
So when I got my Wii in like 2006, that was like one of the first games I picked up, like a GameCube game.
Yeah, obviously, incredible.
Yeah, I had just the best time just unlocking everybody. And it was my first time like learning about a lot of Nintendo characters. 'Cause I knew Mario, I knew the Pokemon characters, I knew a little bit of Zelda, never knew what Metroid was, never knew Earthbound, and so many more.
I mean, it's the running joke on this show, right? Is that every time you say, I learned about it from Smash Brothers, you take a drink. Because so
we've
much
been drinking
Nintendo
whole
knowledge in
episode.
that. I know, just
constantly
we
going.
should do it. We should do a drunk lad episode. We definitely should do a drunk lad episode.
Someone brought it up in chat, though, like the trophies.
Oh,
And like the fact they're not an ultimate, which is a real
Big
shame.
obsession.
Like the trophies in Melee, I love them. It's how I found out most stuff, most of the retro stuff, because they actually made 3D models. I think in Melee specifically, because
like
it was
new.
new. It was like they weren't just taking 3D models from games that already existed, like they did for Brawl and Smash for Wii U.
Exactly.
They were they had to make all the new models from scratch. It's
You'd
why we
think-
don't have. It's why we have like no Fire Emblem trophies, because they were too complicated to make the models. So
When
they just
the
didn't do
Nintendo
it.
fan base flipped out over Famicom Detective Club being remade, it wasn't because we have big fond memories of the original. It's because we all obsessed over that Smash trophy. For like
the
2
one
decades.
Smash trophy of the Yumi.
what is this?
And Yumi and Dombe and Hikari and Discun. Those were the trio of. Oh, and to be fair, Pit
do you
has
know
a
so
trophy
much,
in
Josh?
Melee, and that's how I found out about Pit and Kid Icarus and all that.
Yep. Yes.
And it was that trophy that I was like, I really like the look of this guy. I hope he makes into a new Smash.
Yeah.
So good. A lot of people in the chat are saying, that the thing that's gone now, particularly the internet age, is that sort of wonder of unlocking people and going, how's this happened? And, rumours flying around playgrounds and chat forums. And somebody said, maybe you could procedurally generate them now. That somebody else saying, you kind of lose that handcrafted feel. I do think there is some sort of like a bit of magic that's been lost about that. And I suppose it depends how much you go and search for something like that, right? Because you don't have to go and look for things. I've looked at no guides for Silksong yet. I've just found Act 3, and I sort of went, but it took me about an hour because I did the boss and went, I know there's an Act 3. Why isn't there an Act 3 starting? And then I sort of went and found it and discovered it. So it is a shame because I remember so fondly that. Josh, what were the sort of modes that stood out for you in Melee?
Oh well, adventure mode obviously is the big one. It's just how the Zelda dungeon where you're running around, or the Metroid, like you got the time limit to get to the end. Yeah. Obviously, they start to phone it in towards the end of it. They're just like, we'll just reuse Icicle Mountain again.
Yeah.
To that stage, we're not going to give Kirby a level. We're just going to fight loads of Kirbys and.
It is cool. Some of the unlocks are really cool in adventure mode, though. Like I remember finishing that opening Mario level, and encountering Luigi and not knowing why. But
Luigi
it's because
just takes him down.
You've got to finish that level at the time where fireworks appear in Super Mario Brothers. So it can happen by chance, or it can be that's really specific thing that you're trying to aim for.
And that's how you unlock Luigi as a fighter as well. You have to do that. However many versus matches are. I do like that Melee has 2 unlock paths: the single player version, and then the play X amount of fights in Melee in versus.
I mean, we've not talked much about single player. Largely in the first few iterations, certainly single player was, do a couple of fights, like a special event, board the platforms or break the targets, incredible events. Do a couple more, fight Metal Mario, and then what was the boss in 64? I can't even remember.
In 64, it's Master Hand.
Master Hand, isn't it? Yeah, Master Hand.
You fight Metal Mario, and then it's Master Hand.
Yes.
It's Master Hand every single time.
And then Melee, you have what's it called? Like rival fights, don't you? Towards the end of it, which is very cool.
Do you have rival fights in Melee?
I'm pretty sure there are some which
because I want to say that Melee's is the only one that's like completely random.
You get Giga Bowser at the very end.
You get Giga Bowser at the end of Adventure Mode, but only if you did Adventure Mode by
on hard,
and without dying. Something like that. And then you get Crazy Hand in Classic Mode if you do Classic Mode without dying above a certain difficulty. Both Crazy Hand and Mouse Hand will show up, but I don't remember there being like a rival battle. Because 64 has a very specific one, and the Smash 4 and Ultimate have specific ones. But I feel like Melee and Brawl just sort of randomly threw characters at you in Classic Mode.
We'll double check. I mean, some people in the chat here are saying like some of the conditions for things in the Smash games are bad, which is not untrue.
In Melee, yeah,
it's crazy some of the stuff you have to achieve.
But that's why it's the best one.
How is it? How crazy is it though that Melee came out 2 years after 64, and it just enhanced everything? It's beautiful. There's adventure mode. There's event mode. It went nuts. I don't know how they did that.
I really do think that like Melee. It's like Smash 64 is like just the demo, the beta of what he had in mind when he was making Melee. You can see it with like the stages in Melee as well, because it was like Peach's Castle in Smash 64 is just a floating mass of objects in the sky above Peach's Castle. And then in Melee, they just actually made Peach's Castle.
The castle. Yeah. Somebody's saying, Moby is saying, like, can you imagine the crunch time for Melee's
it would have been crazy.
And
it was Jason crazy. It's like 13 months or something. It's insane.
Jason got a great bit of recall here saying, like, the Civilization builder for Subspace sequel pitch was Josh's pitch for our robot episode, which was very good. Taking a smash.
Yes,
you could just use that again for your pitch this week, Josh. So let's move on to Brawl. You know, sort of the slippery brother of Melee, shall we say, for obvious reasons. We've mentioned the modes in Melee, but Subspace Emissary has a really special place in people's heart. And when I think back on it, I always think, for me, it's the cutscenes. The cutscenes are incredible, because when did you ever have all those characters interacting together in the cutscenes? But when I think back to the actual levels, I don't really remember them any more or less fondly than Melee, really.
Yeah, it's a very mid platformer, held up by the novelty of seeing all these characters interact. Because I think a big problem that Subspace Emissary has is that whereas Adventure Mode was like, here's the Mario level where you're fighting the Goombas and stuff like that, and here's the Zelda dungeon with the Redeads, Brawl is like, here is a jungle with some Koopas in it, here is a cloudy level with these original enemies in it. Like, they're all just very generic locations. Here's the desert that Marth apparently rules over for some reason.
But the cutscenes, though, Josh. The
cutscenes are amazing. Yeah. Like, just the whole Mario versus Kirby, and then whichever one you pick, then fights PD Piranha, and whichever one you save, you get two different sets of, like, Kirby escaping with Peach or Kirby escaping with Zelda.
Yeah, and a lot of characters really got a chance to shine. Pit especially. They reimagined Pit entirely.
Yeah.
Like, that was a new character. Snake helping out Princess Peach and Zelda.
Yes.
Like that was great.
What were you saying about Captain Falcon sliding in and killing all those Pikmin? Yeah, I forgot about that.
The most shoehorned one, though, is just Sonic appearing. Taboo is just about
Sonic
to kill everybody. Oh, here's Sonic. He's gonna jump a little bit.
I'm pretty sure it's a meme now, isn't it? But Diddy Kong dragging off Fox McCloud's was a particular favourite of mine. And what the other Wario with his like atomic buttocks was just excellent.
Yeah. The Wario waft.
The best was the huge ship that Bowser and Ganondorf are on, and
the
dogfight.
That cutscene's great.
That's the best one.
Where did they get this cannon from? This undescript cannon that then Kirby flies through in the legendary the Dragoon. And immediately one-shots.
There really is a lot more to Brawl than just the adventure mode, though. Like, Brawl was packed. They did so much. There's the stage builder, as online for the very first time.
You can unlock music for the first time, and like lots of custom music, not just the alternate tracks.
Exactly.
Was Brawl the one that had the board of achievements as well, where you could use a hammer to smash one?
Taken straight from Kirby Air Ride.
There's also the masterpieces. You can just play some of the games that these characters come from.
Masterpieces. Chronicle, my YouTube channel, the name from that comes from Brawl, because the Chronicle was just a list of every Nintendo published game.
Yes,
with no other details. It's just here's Game & Watch. Here's Snoopy on the Game & Watch from 1981.
It's really easy to hate on Brawl. Like, people will look like they'll laugh at the mechanics. They'll say tripping's silly, but there's so much it does though. They put everything they had in that game.
And I think this is it, right? Like, you're right. It's completely stuffed. Like, in terms of it being a love letter, well, no, Ultimate probably is the most of that. But it's completely packed with content. And because I never sort of played it, seriously as a competitive thing, I don't remember thinking like, oh, it's not as hardcore as Melee or anything. I just remember thinking, I love this game and there's more characters and there's more items.
Yeah.
There's just more, Was it, which one had, the little trophies, assist trophies? Was it Brawl that
was Brawl.
That
Brawl
was Brawl too,
assist trophies. Yeah.
Brawl had all the characters.
Mechanic,
Brawl had final smashes as well.
Yes.
Yeah. It did a lot of stuff.
Fundamentally changed the game. So
stickers.
Again,
gotta love stickers.
If you're listening to this and you've never played Smash Brothers, just stop listening and go and play it. Like, just stop it and go. But you had items, right? And so there's we can't even begin to talk about them because there's so many. But they fundamentally changed the gameplay, right? And guns and things that you get up close, the Smash Bat, all these great items. And you had Pokeballs right off the bat, which would release Pokemon that did something special. Then assist trophies came along. And it all became so chaotic. But the Smash Ball, which you smash to get like a superpower, was incredible because it fundamentally changes how the game is played. You might be strategically avoiding people, you might be engaging up close, but all of a sudden, the second the Smash Ball appears, everybody just goes, and all the gameplay focuses around that and the sort of desperation to be the one to break it. If you're on the ropes, it could turn the tide in your favour. If you're in the lead, it could finish the fight off and ensure the win. It's such a brilliant mechanic, and I've never seen one item impact a game and a series as much as something like that.
Yeah, it is a huge difference. I think the first 3 Smashes are really easy to return to because they're mechanically very very different to what we have now. You go back and they just play differently. They feel like different games. You go ahead to Smash Brothers 4, which I think it's the iterative one. It's like, let's do Brawl again, let's try and refine things a bit. It doesn't really have its same identity as the other 3 do.
Yeah, I think Smash 4 has the problem of it being 2 games and then of Ultimate existing.
Yeah.
Because, Smash 4 was, them being like, okay, we want to make it on the 3DS, but we also have to make it on the Wii U. So we're going to make 2 very similar feeling games. So one's going to be very single player, one's going to be multiplayer, and we're going to try and fix some of the complaints people had from Brawl. So no tripping. Get that out. Let's add more items, let's add more characters, but we'll also have to make a few, changes because of the 3DS. So no ice climbers, no transforming characters. Charizard's going to be on his own this time. And it really felt like Smash 4 was trying to be addressing all the fan issues that people had with Brawl, but because they were making 2 games, they didn't have the time to do anything like Subspace Emissary.
Exactly.
Because Subspace Emissary was already basically the equivalent of having a second game being developed at the same time.
I really like Smash 4 in its zero. I played it so much.
It came out at the perfect time for me.
Yeah.
And there's no other game.
So much of Smash 4.
But going back to it now after Ultimate, it does just feel like a beta version in a way.
It
doesn't have all those impact effects either. So when you launch someone, they just sort of they fly off very slowly. It doesn't. You don't feel the strength. You never quite know whether they're coming back or not. It doesn't feel like that punch that Smash Ultimate has.
I think Smash 3DS survives a bit better because it's got a better. I honestly think the characters look a bit better in Smash 3DS.
I love that style.
Smash for Wii U.
It's a great style.
But because it was so single player focused, stuff like Smash Run is actually really fun. To just go and play. I think the classic mode in Smash 3DS is the best version of classic mode they've ever done. And then Wii U is just this weird multiplayer focus where there was a party game. That's the new gimmick. And then the classic mode in Smash for Wii U is awful. Yeah. It's you pick which trophy you want to go to, and it's the difficulty. There's so much Smash for Wii U. Smash for 3DS gets away with it because it's a handheld, so it can feel smaller than Brawl. But Smash for Wii U doesn't have that excuse.
Yes.
It feels like it should be more than Brawl, and it's not.
It's interesting. I would definitely, if I had to pick, I think you two would probably agree, if I had to pick between the two of them, I would take 3DS and get rid of Wii U. It wouldn't bother me. The 2 things that were magic for me, we talked a little bit about the visuals, and just dipping to the chat, somebody mentioned the sort of gritty texture art style for Brawl and stuff. Mario's actual denim was very cool, and Brawl was an excellent as an actual crossover title. But the art style thing that I love for the 3DS was that it was a bit more cartoony. And I remember there's something in the back of my mind about them saying about giving them sort of harder outlines, right? Like hard black outlines around the characters.
Black outlines around
so you can see them
them.
because it's a smaller screen. So, but it sort of really made them pop. And just nothing, I'll never get over just having a console in my pocket, seeing somebody else with a 3DS. And you can tell when somebody's playing Smash Brothers. It sounds mad, but it's just like, are you playing Smash? Do you want to play Smash Brothers? And just being able to just get Smash Brothers out and play it with anybody that you met. I played it on the trains. I played it at jobs I was working on. It was just incredible. Yes, I would also kill for a complete Smash soundtrack, Mobius. And do you think we'll get 64 and Melee on NSO, guys, because of licensing? Do you reckon it'll be?
I think 64. I think is fine. Melee is probably fine. Brawl is where they're going to hit a problem. Because of Snake and Sonic. That's going to be an issue. There's obviously a bit of licensing with Melee stuff because of Pokemon and Smash 64, I guess, because of like Pokemon and Fire Emblem and Kirby. But I think they'll work that out. That's not going to be an issue. But yeah, Brawl and onwards is going to be quite difficult. I'd say
it is weird. We've gone all this time without any Smash though, and I saw some discussion from the patrons saying like we haven't had Virtual Console Smash on the Wii U. Like we got 64, but Wii U didn't.
Yeah, it's mad that there's not a 64 on there. I do think that needs to come back because it is sort of weirdly kind of unique in the Smash series because it's the first one, right? And it just feels very different. Well, we've been chatting so long, so we need to get
it's our longest chatter before our pitches.
I mean, let's touch on Ultimate. It's got every returning character, almost every item, almost every stage.
Almost incredible. Not everything, Sakurai.
Come on,
everyone is here. What about everything and everywhere?
Everywhere is here. The huge first player adventure, which brought in sort of even more characters in creative ways. What were your guys' thoughts, just briefly, sort of, particularly about the first player mode and just the experience in general?
Ultimate is like objectively the best one. Like I like Melee. From like a nostalgia point of view, I like all the unlocks, all the stuff it added. I like the fast gameplay of it, even if it's like broken as all hell, but that's kind of fun. But like Ultimate is the most content-rich one. Yeah. The only downside I would point to Ultimate is that it doesn't have trophies, and that's like a very personal thing. Because I actually like Spirits. I was a massive advocate for them to bring back stickers from Brawl.
Yeah,
because my argument was Brawl and Smash 4 could only really represent Nintendo series that were on 3D because they had to use the models that already existed to save time. So anything that had only 2D artwork just never got to appear in those games. And stickers allowed them to have retro games or Game Boy games and stuff like that represented in some way. And so I was like, stickers should come back because then you can get more Nintendo series representation.
And then the monkey paw went.
The monkey paw curled and we got Spirits. Yeah. Which do exactly what I want, but don't have descriptions and don't have
it was a very clever use of resources, though. Like being able to make an entire single-player mode out of just what you have there already, just the fights and the illustrations. It was a really clever use of time.
Yeah, it's like mission mode from the previous games, combined with the sticker trophy mechanic to make just a ton of missions.
There's some really good ones too. Like you get certain fights where it just you get this obscure character who very few have heard of, and then the fan base is like, yes, they perfectly represented this character by making them glow.
Never forget the Pauline one, which everyone hated, and then Sakurai was like, here's how you do it, and did it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So good. Mobius is suggesting the slogan should have been every dev is here, as basically every dev in the universe worked on this game.
Yeah. True.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Air Riders actually had more people working on it somehow. I don't know how that's possible. Biggest team ever on a Nintendo game is Air Riders, and I have no idea how that happened.
I think I knew that. That's crazy.
That's awesome. I also love there's things like that Shovel Knight a bid on the game, who's not a Nintendo property, not exclusive to Nintendo, but has sort of reached that. I love Shovel Knight, but it also kind of dipped even further, sort of out from beyond just the Nintendo and the sort of the big third party, big other party.
Glad you could be here.
just awesome. Oh no, see you, Mobius. Thank you for being. I'm sorry we took so long.
Yeah.
Well, you're only going to miss the pictures. So yes, how can you improve on perfection? Which personally I think Ultimate is. Apart from if Josh just says Ultimate but trophies, I wouldn't be surprised. But let's find out because Josh, you won the quiz, which means you are now the president of Nintendo. But we're the board, and we demand that you revive the long dead Smash Brothers series and make it a great big success. So please tell us. How do you plan to do it?
He looks at his card that says Ultimate but trophies and sweats. Throws it behind him.
Oh no!
Look,
you can't just say that, Josh. Honestly,
no.
All right.
So Ultimate is too good, right? Any traditional Smash Brothers game we make after this is just gonna get compared to Ultimate because it's objectively cannot have more content than what Ultimate had. Unless we just take Ultimate and add more on top of it, and it's the exact same engine and stuff underneath, it's just not happening. No. So I suggest that this is the best time we're gonna have to try and spice it up. Do something new. And obviously, the obvious way forward on this is Smash Brothers has been 2D this whole time. So what if 3D? What if new 4D? What if you feel the punch of every character?
Feet fur, just like
with the Labo VR heads. Release a new peripheral, the Labo 4D.
Awesome. Yep.
Cardboard will punch you in the side of the head.
Leaks water every now and then.
Yeah. Fill up the water
Fill
tank.
up the tank
on the
and get it start playing. Nice. Yeah. Just get lightly stabbed every so often, just in the side of the face. Very good. Very nice. Very safe.
But no, let's take it back a dimension.
All
Smash Brothers in 3D. All right, so how is that going to work, right? You probably think 3D Fighter, that's Tekken, that's Virtua Fighter, that's Dead or Alive. And that's not what we want. That's not Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers is chaotic. You got to have like 4 to 8 people fighting. We've introduced that. It's going to be weird to take that away. You need items, stuff like this. So I think the best way to do it is we should look at something like Power Stone.
Yeah.
Open arena. But I wouldn't advocate it playing exactly like Power Stone. I would suggest it plays something a bit more like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but as a fighter instead.
Okay. All right.
With a dynamic camera that sort of moves around and makes sure to catch everyone like it does in Smash Brothers. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a 3D fighter. It's going to have all the same mechanics as Smash. I think you need to keep everything. The directional specials, the normal specials, the items, the percentage knocking people off. But everything now is like on a kind of island. Okay. Like a floating island, an actual island with water around it. Every arena is going to be like that. And it's not always going to be a square or a circle. It'll have different things. But it's going to be a lot more... The stages are now going to be a lot wider and slightly less vertical than they were. So Palatena's temple or whatever in this one is going to be a very big open... We're just going to get Hyrule Field from Breath of the Wild. Right. We're just going to put that there, and that's the stage. No changes.
No dev time needed for that one.
I have one question in the middle of the pitch. Okay. So Smash is famously a multiplayer game. How does that work?
Well, we have multiple players.
Yeah, I mean, is it split screen?
That's how multiplayer works traditionally.
Does it just zoom out really far, like throughout Hyrule Field, or is it split screen? How does it work?
Yeah, no, it will. So we're not actually going to have stages that are that as big as Hyrule Field, but if we were to do that, I would say that if you were doing 2-player, then when you get further out, the screen splits, and it becomes this dynamic split where the center of the split screen sort of moves depending on your position. So you get as much screen space as possible, and you could probably get away with that up to 4 players with it going in quadrants. Right. Anything above like 8-player and stuff, I think if the camera zooms out, but it has like a little microscope or magnifying glass over the character, and it just shows that little circle of where you are,
Okay.
regular size, and you can see it across the whole map. That's the only way we'd be able to do it with 8-player. But I don't think we'd actually have a stage as big as Hyrule Field from Breath of the Wild. I think we'd have to work that around on the multiplayer. It's either that or we just don't have 8-player, because maybe it just doesn't work in this format. But it's something I'd want to test.
So are we saying then, like, is sort of isometric, but like it's it's 3D, but it's fixed in one place, or could you, in theory, are you placed behind your character? And your character could
no, so it's fixed in one place, so you can see all the fighters at once. Yeah, you don't necessarily see the whole stage. It's Power Stone style, but I don't know if I feel like the camera needs to be a bit more dynamic in how high up it is.
Okay.
Maybe even allowing players to customize the camera if you just wanted it all top down for some weird reason.
Talk me through how the moves work. Because in traditional Smash, up and B is recover, down and B is a move. In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, they scrap that stuff. You can't press it in different directions, really, because it's 3D. If you do up and B, you're just going to go the direction you're facing. You don't really do that, that recovery attack. How do you get around that in 3D?
True. So I think the way we would have to do it is we might just have to overhaul a lot of the movesets for this. So obviously you have the standard special, and then you've got, which is just pressing the B button, and then you have the directional specials of left, right, forward, back in this case, which would all use this. But then I think what we will have is if you press the stick down, you'll duck, and if you press that and B, you'll do like the equivalent of a down special.
Okay.
And if you're in the air and you press the special button, or not if you're like in the air, but if you jump and then press special, then you will do a recovery special or an up special instead. And I don't think we can keep the exact same moves. Some of them will translate over perfectly fine. Like I think Mario's kit probably fits quite nicely over here. Maybe we get rid of Flood and return to the spin.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But like some movesets will have to be rejigged. And it's probably a good opportunity to do that anyway. Ganondorf's been in need of a new moveset for 5,000 years. So.
I was going to ask, how much are you overhauling the characters? Are we... Because obviously it's already a big leap changing the dimension of the game from 2D to 3D. So, fans will be a bit uppity, I would imagine, about that. Yeah. Their beloved game is changing. Would you also sort of completely overhaul the character movesets, or would you retain some familiarity with that?
So fundamentally, this is a different game.
Yeah.
And so we would change... We would want some familiarity, because there's still Smash Brothers fans who will be coming back. And the reason we didn't change any of the movesets too dramatically from previous Smash games is because if someone was a fan of how Ganondorf played in Brawl, they would be upset if he didn't play the same in Smash 4. And then in Ultimate. And so you can make little slight tweaks to the move, but the overall feel had to be the same. Yeah. And we'll be conscious of that in this. The movesets are all pretty good already, so they do have to feel like the characters still. But because we're changing the dimensions, because we're making a very different type of fighter, I think changing the moves to reflect that is probably is probably a good idea. So moves where characters can hold items or summon items, like Peach's turnip, are still fine. Or Samus's gun, like you can store it up and all that. That still works and are probably a bit better in this case. And I think counters also work better. But stuff like Kirby's down special, which turns him into stone, because we're doing wider stages and not necessarily as much verticality going on, ones like that don't necessarily make a whole lot more of sense in this game. Like there's less reason to run around and jump and then turn to stone and try and crush somebody.
Yeah.
So those are the sort of moves we would want to shift and change into new moves, and we can look into other games. Maybe Kirby can use his drill power with down special now, can actually go underground.
Yeah. Oh yeah, cool.
Whenever there's a Smash stage that incorporates the foreground and the background, there's usually stuff flying at you, right? Like in the F-Zero or the Mario Kart stages, you get cars flying at you. is there going to be a lot more hazards? Like, let's say there's a blast ball stage. Will the Federation troopers be blasting a ball around that you've got to avoid?
Yeah. So in this scenario, right, you'll see the shadow of the ball on the stage. So you'll know where it's going to land.
Yeah.
Right.
So because there are two ways. We can either do it like how the Mario Kart level figure 8 circuit does it, where it gives you a little exclamation warning that the Shy Guys are going to be here imminently. So you know to dodge, and then they come flying in from the side. And we can still do that. We could have like an indicator, and then a horde of Rambies come through the stage.
Excellent.
And crash into you. Or we can do, the shadow effect, where if something's going to fall down the NintenDog stage, and you just see the shadow of the block is about to fall down. And so you know to dodge it that way. There are different ways we can do it depending on the hazard.
I hope we're having a Kirby's Dream Course stage, because also what I'm thinking about in terms of like how it looks is just basically Kirby's Dream Course. How big's the roster going to be? Because surely it's not going to be 89. And I should say as well, patrons, if you have questions for the pitch, please do start firing them into the chat. What's the rosters? What roster size are we going for?
It will not be 89. That's for sure. That's too much. And because it's fundamentally different type of game, we're going to have to go back and rework a lot of the veterans. But we've proven, at least with Smash for Wii U, that we can have like a base roster of, what's that, like 59 or something? 59, 60 characters. So I think we can hit... I think it's perfectly reasonable. We have enough experience to hit a roster of about 60 characters.
You've got one uphill battle
DLC.
here. Is that you have to cut quite a lot of characters, because a big part of the Smash hype cycle, like the gameplay's part of it.
Yes,
but the characters are
the new
key.
characters.
Yeah, the new characters have to be so you've got to cut quite a lot of veterans.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
It's as far as I'm concerned, there's like 30 characters on the Smash roster that are must keeps.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
They must stay. And then we want about 20 new characters.
Yeah.
So that gives, because on average, Smash Brothers tends to have around 18 newcomers.
Yeah.
So we wanna hit that, and then that gives us like a 10 character buffer for side characters, miscellaneous characters. There are some easy places we can cut. We can
Fire Emblem.
not renew our contract. We can not renew our contract with the third party.
Not specifying which games.
Get rid of third parties. Get quarter the
that.
Fire Emblem characters. You're there.
You can't get rid of Sonic.
We can
renegotiate.
We can renegotiate a contract for Sonic after it. We can name all 60 characters.
I'm not staying here until midnight. I would love to. I will say though, I want you to tell me one brutal cut and one new character.
Oh, okay. One brutal
Luigi's
cut.
gone.
Don't you dare! Don't you make me hang up on you.
No, I have a go-to brutal cut actually.
Go on.
Falco. We don't need him.
I'm okay with that.
We got Fox.
Wolf
we got
is more
Wolf.
interesting than Falco.
Yeah.
We
right,
don't need
fair enough.
Falco. He
Yeah,
could
get
have been gone
Falco.
instead
He's
of
been there
Wolf.
since the 64, Josh.
Need
do
Melee.
that? No, he hasn't. Melee.
He was planned for 64. To be
right,
fair,
yeah.
I
thinking of
included him on
Captain
my
Falcon.
64. You're thinking of my roster from the other day, so I put him on that.
Okay,
but
and then
we
one
don't need
inclusion.
him. Get him out. Obviously, we had one fan favorite Donkey Kong character return, so we need another.
Oh,
So of course we're getting
Funky.
Tiki Tong in this game.
Yes.
Now
The
with
theme park guy.
with the wide space to work with,
Do you know
we
what?
can have bigger characters.
I posted in reply to something you said on BlueSky about that earlier, and I know that you're now just doing it out of vengeance, and I am livid.
It's a really good idea,
You
though,
did
because
this to
Nintendo have a
yourself.
long lineage of floating hand characters.
It's
but they're not
true,
just
and
Smash.
none of them
It's just
are
Master Hand.
playable.
You can't play as them.
Yeah.
Maybe if you did
Tiki
Down and B
Tong
with him, he'll
fit
turn
that.
into all the other ones that do the same thing. Does
Yeah,
Wii
yeah.
Fit Trainer make the cut? Desta's asking.
It's got to be
afraid
Ring Fit now.
Yeah, Wii Fit Trainer doesn't make
Oh,
the cut, but
Ring
Ring
Fit,
Fit
yeah.
Trainer can get in instead. And
Fair.
be a combination of Wii Fit and Bayonetta.
Yeah.
So That's what you do in Ring Fit. Like when you do the stuff, it forms like giant hands and giant.
The stage is just
going
to be Drago, like just platforming on his.
Yeah.
Is Drago
He's just
playable?
exercising in the middle of the stage, and you're fighting around him.
Excellent. All the items coming back. Items presumably sort of largely untouched. Formatted to work differently.
All the items, because they need to be formatted stuff. I don't know if the Beetle. Well, maybe the Beetle can come back.
All right.
That's one that could potentially come back. Mr. Saturn will be back. Can't cut Mr. Saturn.
Yeah.
Assist trophies and Pokeballs will be back.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Well, final questions from me. What's it called and who's developing it?
We're gonna get Bandai Namco to do it again. I think they've got experience doing both 2D and 3D fighters.
This is true,
and they have experience working on Smash Brothers. I think I think them being like the dedicated Smash team going forward is probably the way to do it.
Yeah.
As for, I guess if we're really going to lean into the 3D aspect, Super Smash Bros. Arena is not a bad game.
We've got a question from the patrons, which is what other modes like
any
Smash
new
Run,
modes?
Smash Toss?
That Hyrule Field idea I brought up before, right?
Koroks.
Yeah, Korok hunting minigame.
Smash Koroks, and you just got to punch them. They go, "You found me!" You just go, boom, smash them off the stage. John, any final questions for Josh?
No, I think we've gone on long enough, and I'm satisfied.
Good. John, you are now the president of Nintendo, but we are still the board, and we still demand that you bring back Smash Brothers. Bring back Smash Brothers. Amazing success. So please tell us, how do you plan to do it?
We plan to bring back this niche, forgotten franchise, Super Smash Brothers.
It's been 7 years. It reaches the NintenDormant threshold. It's fair.
It does.
Fair game.
Okay, so you're watching a Nintendo Direct. It cuts to black. The Smash logo appears. You're flipping out. And a fairly regular trailer plays out. It's a 2D Smash game. The graphics look a bit better. You realize there's a new side smash with B rather than just A. So there's a new move now. You can hold down B and do a side smash, and it does a different thing. A little bit more complex there. But it looks like a pretty standard Smash thus far. We're going through all the characters from Ultimate are back. You're like, is this just the same game again? What's going on here? Trailer ends, and you've got more questions than answers. What was that? What's happening here? But then it comes back again, and Master Chief is there. And you're thinking, Chief, what are you doing here? And then Kratos is there? What are you doing here? And then, oh my god, it's Minesweeper! As so many things are coming on screen right now. And you're...
Yo! Minesweeper, let's go!
Super Smash Brothers Infinite. We are building upon Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Wow.
Every character is back. The graphics have been brought us to Switch 2 standards. We've redone a lot of things. The gameplay has been iterated upon. But the gimmick this time is we are just embracing everybody now. There are no more barriers to entry. We're having a lot of Sony characters, a lot of Microsoft characters, a lot of characters from fiction.
Oh boy, fictional characters.
Scrap that last bit. Okay. There'll be no Bible characters in this game. We are just strictly having...
What about non-fictional characters?
Yeah.
Is this Miyamoto's time?
We've had
Jeremy
Smash trailers
Corbyn.
with...
Why not?
I think the Mii one had like Abraham Lincoln, right?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the gimmick of this
famous
game...
codename Steam character, Abraham Lincoln.
True. But yeah, the gimmick of Infinite is just we're doing more Smash. We're not starting from scratch because we feel the formula we've set is what makes Smash special. We can make it more complex, but what you come to is to know what move does what with every character, and we don't want to lose that. Okay. So we are building upon Ultimate. Everybody's here again, but we are just doing more. A lot more third-party characters, a few more Nintendo characters as well, but we're really going out there being friends with Sony and Microsoft.
Okay, my first question here is, if the idea is that we're opening the borders up, we're having loads of characters, and you called it Infinite, which implies it's going to keep going, is this a live service game?
So you'd think it would be, but no. So Sakurai, he's a man. He's a man that puts his soul into a game, but he can't do it forever. So we do have 3 Fighters Pass waves, but after that, we are literally No, we're not doing it anymore. However, we are righting a wrong. We are going to have trophies return in addition to spirits.
Nice.
And in addition to all of that, because we are building off Ultimate, the base is there already, and we are going to do a single-player mode this time as a successor to the Subspace Emissary. But we are going to make it good this time.
Finally. Are we bringing back the Porky boss fight?
Oh, yeah.
Criminally missed it off in Ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Yep, all the boss fights are back.
Even
and not only are they back, but we're also going to give them proper stages this time. So the boss battles can also just be a regular Smash stage if you want to play them. So Rathalos, you can just smash around with him if you want to.
Nice.
Why does that have to be just part of classic mode? It shouldn't be. It should be everyone can play whenever they want.
If I tap the Taboo amiibo, will I get his backstory as a cutscene?
Yeah. And tell
us the backstory, John. What is it?
Okay. So Taboo was actually originally just a little boy from Victorian England playing with his little figurines when one day his daddy came in and said, "Taboo, will you stop playing with those stupid toys?" And Taboo...
Why is this Victorian boy's dad American?
And
classic Victorian accent.
Taboo cries and a tear falls onto his figure, and then the figure turns into a blue void and says, "Taboo, will you destroy everything with me?" And then he says, "Yes, I will destroy everything, including my father." And when he destroys his father, he creates the world of Super Smash Brothers into the void, and everybody is now a toy who will be played with forever, but the curse has to be broken. That's his backstory.
The world of Smash is made from dead dad.
Yeah.
Oh god.
You can figure that all out through the adventure mode, or you can tap an amiibo and it's going to unlock all the cutscenes for you.
Nice. Yeah, just tell you.
Psylocke is in the game, by the way, and if you tap his amiibo, he's going to say one of his iconic phrases.
Yes.
Don't tell me. Don't spoil them for me, because I genuinely haven't looked it up.
Won't spoil any of his iconic catchphrases. Don't you worry.
Oh, no. Oh god. Oh, what am I in for? Patrons, please fire questions into the chat. Presumably, Bandai Namco developing this as well.
Yeah, Bandai Namco are back. It's very much Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, just more of it.
So if we're doing more of it, are we also bringing back old modes as well?
Board the platforms.
Smash Run, board the platforms.
Yes. Smash Run particular. That's why we did Kirby Air Riders. It was just to get the framework for City Trial again. Yeah.
How many? What is the roster limit? I mean, seriously, how much? What's the top end of this we can get to?
So we all know we're at 88 characters now in Ultimate, right?
We all know this. 88 plus 1.
Wait, was it 87? I can't even remember.
No one knows.
Nobody knows.
No, we're gonna the hard cut. We're having 3 fighters passes, and we're having extra characters in the base game. There are going to be 140 characters total. I hear you. That's a lot of characters. But keep in mind, we are going to have more Nintendo characters. Psylocke is in there. We're going to have what was the Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment?
You need to have another Metro character. You need to have the Emmy.
Yep, Emmy, they're for sure in there.
Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, what, like the Night Construct?
Oh, no, I'm just talking about one of those guys, just one of the humans who's there.
Just one of them,
just a Hylian knight.
Typhon.
Yeah,
Typhon or Killno. Or...
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah, nice. Will Tiki Tong be there?
Oh, absolutely. If
we wouldn't jeopardize the show and the integrity of the recording, I would literally hang up right now, just because of that. We've got a question from Jason whether or not this is going to launch on PlayStation and Xbox as well, seeing as it's got their characters, or is it switched to exclusive? Does it have to be switched to exclusive?
It is switched to exclusive. It was never up for negotiation. They want to be involved. Every developer wants the character in Smash, and
any indie characters. Because there are a lot of developers out there. So where do we cut the? Where's the cut off on developers joining?
Where do you say no?
Yeah,
it's a good question. I think we definitely want the best of the best. We're not going to let any schmo in. We are going to let some indies in though. The Knight from Hollow Knight is going to be in there.
Yay.
Oh, a little round of applause.
Now, is Shovel Knight going to make it? Because I feel like 8 years
Still
ago.
You'd think so, but still an assist trophy.
Is
What
the
about Mina
bird
the
from
Hollower?
Angry Birds making it?
Don't.
It's Redbird.
Yeah,
Don't
I mean
make me
Sega
cross.
own them now.
Yeah,
We could have them in their
exactly.
movie form. Yeah, we're not having it. We are having some more Sega characters in.
What about
though.
Flappy Bird?
Oh, Flappy Bird stage with the Mario pipes.
Yeah, with the Mario pipes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting a stop to this. We've got another question as well about whether or not you're going to use Joy-Con mouse mode.
For stage creation. And much like Donkey Kong Bonanza, you can dual wield your Joy-Con mouse and chip away, mold the stages. No longer are you just drawing little lines or using presets. You are fully molding these shapes into whatever you want them to be.
Nice.
Make your own trophies. Using
all right.
the thing. Well, there was a question that has been missed. Does this game cost $100 or $120?
I didn't want to ask that question because it's horrible and makes me feel sick.
Yeah. It's a good question. How much can you charge? There's so much licensing going on. And Smash Brothers Ultimate was already a premium price game in the UK before they invited that price into America. So they already tested the market with us with this game. We're going Mario Kart World pricing, though. $80. $80. 80 big ones.
I see it.
It's
DLC.
It's annoyingly worth it.
DLC, Fighters Pass, one Fighter Pass pack will be, that'll be $15.
Oh, nice.
So, there's going to be 3 of them. So that's extra $45.
I know
so it's
this is
$125.
fictitious, but it hurts because I can genuinely see this happening.
How many Fire Emblem characters?
Well, they're all back, for one.
No!
Of course.
Yeah. We're going to have one from the new game.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's it, right? That's it.
No.
No! Please.
We're also going to have Arm from Shadows of Valentia.
Specifically. Not even Celica, not the popular one from that game.
Yeah, just Arm.
Incredible. Right, Josh, any final questions for John? We must wrap up. Any final questions?
For the sake of the stream, I'm done. I'm out of questions.
All right. I know I could talk about this for another full hour, but it's late. Okay, I'm going to throw in my super quick pitch then. So my genuine answer is I think they should just do a Smash Brothers 2 and basically just completely
Smash Brothers 2.
Smash Brothers 2. Hear me out.
Second one.
Yeah. No. Like say it's like the new generation of Smash Brothers where they basically cut the roster back and everybody, and I mean everybody, gets a massively overhauled moveset and only moves that are relevant to their characters now. And I'm talking like Sheik. Sheik doesn't need to be there. Sheik hasn't been around since 1996. Sheik can go. So cut it right back. Only have new relevant characters. But the game I want to pitch is Smash Brothers B Team, which is basically using the Ultimate Engine, but like all the characters that didn't make the cut. So I'm talking like Waluigi, Takamaru, Peppy, Slippy, and Crystal, Urban Champion, a Federation Soldier, Monita, Jump Rope Rabbit. I'm just listing episodes we've done at this point.
I like this. I like the rule of no previous veteran can return.
Yes,
Mario, you're out of it.
Get out of it.
Link,
you're not welcome here. The Prince from the Frog from the Bell Tolls, Chibi Robo, Whizpig. Like you can make 89 characters with great Nintendo characters that haven't been in Smash Brothers. So it's Super Smash Brothers B Team. It's a roster full of characters who aren't in this one. But the crux of it is that it is compatible with Smash Bros. Ultimate in that you can only play on Final Destination, though, by linking the two games together, but you can have that full roster versus that full roster. Completely unique items. Well, okay, maybe like 5 stages, but completely unique characters, all new items, all new assist trophies, all new Pokeballs, the same game, but the B team.
We just had some shareholders on the phone.
Yes.
They said, "You want to sell a Smash game without Mario, Link, and Pikachu?" They're saying you're crazy. They're saying our stocks have fallen by 20%. They want your head.
And I would say, all right, sell it to your mates because they're about to get rich because this game's going to sell gangbusters. That's what I'd say to these idiots. Josh, and patrons, any final questions from you to run up the pitch?
I did have one. I just forgot it.
It's because it's so late.
So we talked about changing content with, changing the characters specifically. characters and items and stuff. What about modes and all this? Like, how much of Ultimate stuff is
no
here?
modes return either. Online's not here.
Classic mode's gone.
That's a really good question. I think I would have something more like Subspace Emissary, which is telling a story with cutscenes for these forgotten characters. I think that did wonders for the Smash Brothers characters and helped propel a lot of them into new series. So I would return to that because I think it would help these characters further on the line, and that's my business head talking. Roster count, we've had Jason Ball,
Bandana D, Isaac, and
Bandana D's in there. He's in there. Emmy's in there.
Guy from Disaster Day of Crisis steps up to the plate.
Block Boy. Roster count, obviously the same as Smash Ultimate, so anywhere between 84 and 92. We don't know. An amiibo for every character. Oh no!
You're gonna sell the Race Brymond amiibo?
Amiibo cards. I will accept amiibo cards. And we are fully out of time. So there you have it. 3 pitches to bring back the long dormant Smash Brothers series. But do you like Josh's? But do you like Josh's Super Smash Brothers Arena? A 3D take on the Smash Brothers series, taking inspiration from Power Stone and Kirby in the Forgotten Land. This floating island arena fighter has a dynamic camera to capture the action. Wider and less vertical, all the classic tropes return, but all in a new dimension developed by Bandai Namco. Or do you like John's Super Smash Bros. Infinite? Ultimate and more, essentially. No holds barred sequel that includes even more famous gaming mascots. Building on the Ultimate engine, the ethos of this game is just more. Seeing the return of fan favourites such as trophies, board the platforms, Subspace Emissary and lots of other modes, this game is also developed by Bandai Namco. Or do you like George's Smash Brothers B-Team? A Sora-developed new entry which focuses even more on the forgotten characters and worlds of Nintendo and working in conjunction with Smash Ultimate. Or do you have a better idea yourself? Let us know in the comments below. While you're there, please do like and subscribe. It will help us to grow. You can find us all over on BlueSky. I'll put the links in the description. If you'd like to join our live records in the future, head over to our Patreon. Free and paying patrons are welcome. We do, of course, have perks as well. Wee Wee Boys podcast, which we must do a new entry of soon, and bloopers you can see there too. We will have a special episode for New Year's Eve, and then the podcast will return, I think, on Wednesday the 14th of January, if that is a 14th, the second sort of week of January. I hope whatever holiday you're enjoying, you have a lovely time. Patrons, thank you very much for being here. John, Josh, thank you very much for being here. I hope you have wonderful Christmases. Do you have anything lovely gaming-wise planned, or gaming or otherwise planned for the holidays?
I got Skyrim on Switch too, so we'll see how that goes.
Goodbye, Josh. I'll see you in mid-January, and I probably won't hear from you.
I got Divinity on Switch too, so we'll see how that goes.
Settle in. I will be enjoying Metroid Prime 4. I look forward to catching up with you two lovely chaps in January. I will miss you. I'm sure I'll message you over Christmas, but I will miss you, and I'll miss our show. Look forward to it coming back. Thank you, patrons, for being here. Thank you for listening. But for now, that is a bumper episode, and that is game over. Goodbye.